Hello everyone, my name is John Eberhard and I'm the owner of Eberhard Media Marketing Agency, which is a digital marketing company that primarily focuses on Google Ads for businesses in the health and wellness space. So what makes me credible enough to make this video, right? So right now I currently work with almost a dozen businesses in the health and wellness space, whether that's IV therapy companies, they could be either mobile or in-house, some med spas, weight loss injection clinics, and even online e-commerce pharmacy style businesses that sell semaglutide or Zepatide, NAD+, and just all those plethora of items. So when it comes down to advertising for any kind of business, right, again, brings us back down to the million-dollar question, what can you do that's gonna be the most affordable and gonna get the best results, okay? And when it comes to something like a business in the health and wellness space, and honestly, a lot of different kind of businesses, and this is the reason why I do what I do, and I'm gonna go through the whole process here, so stick around for the whole thing, because I know I mentioned Google Ads, so don't just go, okay, oh, this is just Google Ads dip. There's a lot more to it than just that, and there's a big reason why. So the reason why I do Google Ads, and the reason why that I think you should do Google Ads too, is for this, okay? When you are advertising on Meta, so Facebook and Instagram, right, you are trying to convert cold traffic, right? So you're paying per impression. So what you're doing is you're popping up on people's feed. You know, if you don't have a time frame on it, they're running all the time. 2 in the morning, noon, to a ton of different kinds of people, all in your target area, right? And what you're doing then is you're just throwing it against the wall and you're trying to see what sticks by giving it to everyone and hoping that you bring people in, right? You're almost trying to convince people. And I'm sure if you've done this before, and if you're watching this video, you probably have, right? You've done Meta ads, and the lead quality tends to be a lot worse when you're trying to convince people and people are like, oh, you know what? I guess I could, right? It's almost like that commercial theory where you don't really think you need it until you see it, but then you have that time delay from when you see it again, or if you order that product and it comes an X amount of days later and you think, you know what, I actually really don't even need that, right? That's why there's the whole thing of television commercials or infomercials, right? When people order stuff and there's just these people who just have a ton of everything because right then it does seem super cool, but they never end up using it. I'm sure that you maybe have a story in your life kind of like that with something. And that's exactly what Meta ads is, right? So the million-dollar question again comes down to, how can I put my business in front of someone that's actively looking for it, okay? And where do people go when they're actively looking for something? So if someone wants to lose weight and they're in your city and they're like, you know what? I've done all this other stuff. It's not working. I want semaglutide. And they look online and they say, weight loss injection clinic near me, for example, right? Now you have someone who's warm, right? So what we want to do, right, is we first want to capture people who are warm and people who actually want what we have. In my opinion and in my experience, that is the best way to sell anything, is first find the people that want your service and then go down, right? When you start with Meta, so Facebook, Instagram, when you start there, you're throwing crap at a wall and then you're seeing what sticks and you go from there, right? But when you can start, I'll write it over here, the very top, my handwriting is bad, so I'll see what I can do here. That's actually not too bad. So when you start at the very top of intent, and that's why I kind of made it like this funnel that starts at the top, when you start with people who are interested, then you at least have something to work with, because as you know, if you've done Meta or any other form of advertising, or when it comes to leads or just any kind of traffic, no business has a 100% conversion rate, right? If every person that was interested in what you had, I wouldn't be making this video, I wouldn't be here, you wouldn't be here, okay? So we know that's not how that works. It all comes down to a conversion rate. You could have 1 million leads, but a bad conversion rate, and it doesn't matter. Or you could have 10 leads and a really high conversion rate, and then that all plays into difference too. So coming back to this, and why you start with Google is because now you're putting yourself in front of people who are actively looking for you. You have to convince a lot less, and you just have to be at the right spot at the right time with something compelling enough and a good enough website that's built to convert, or landing page, and have a smooth opt-in process, and then boom, right here, now you have someone who's actively looking for what you have. Okay, then after you have this person who's actively looking for what you have, right, let's just say that on your Google ads that you have a 10% conversion rate, right? And by conversion, I mean, let's say someone calls or someone books an appointment on your landing page, okay? So boom, so you're running Google now, you're starting at the top, you're getting people who are actively interested and actively looking for what you have, right? I know my target demographic, this is not, right, this is, the reference I'm about to make is something for more younger people, maybe people more my age, but in The Wolf of Wall Street, Jordan Belfort, right, one of the best salesmen ever, he's always talking about the question you ask when he has someone say, hey, sell me this pen. The thing that he says first always, he goes, do you need a pen? And if the person says no, then he doesn't sell them a pen, right? And there's a reason for that. And I think the same, and I guess not think, but what I know because I see it, the same exact thing applies here. So let's sell to people who actually want this pen or actually want this weight loss injection. So here we are. We start with Google at the very top, okay? And then let's just say, like I mentioned earlier, let's say your Google ads have a 10% conversion rate, right? 10% of people have booked that appointment and are on your schedule and they're ready to go, right? So now you have 9 out of 10 people who have visited your website, who are interested in what you have and have been looking into it, right? High search intent. Now you have, if you have, and you should, have a Facebook Meta Pixel on your website, right? So now when you have that in here, I'm just gonna write Meta. So now when you have that Facebook Pixel on your website, now you have the 1 out of 10 here, high intent, high interest, much easier to convert and much more likely to convert. And now you can go back to Meta. And now the reason for doing it right here is second is because, like I said, when you have that Facebook Meta Pixel and you have a 10% conversion rate, for example, now you have access to tap in to the best market on Meta. And that market is not just throwing it against the wall again and seeing what works and making a lookalike audience or whatever, but now it's a retarget campaign, right? Or a retarget audience. So what you're doing now is now you can actually, you start at the top, people who are most interested, easiest to convert, most likely to buy. Now you have a place where you can harness the people who are still interested. So those people who they still have a need for that pen. There's a million reasons why they didn't buy it yet, but now for very, very cost effectively, you can advertise directly to those people on Meta, right? And I think Facebook right now charges on average $14 on average for cost per 1,000 conversions, which means one conversion is when you pop up on someone's screen or on their feed one time, right? So on average, 14 bucks for 1,000 of those, and 1,000 people who are actively looking for what you have, right? So Google, Meta, and then the very bottom one that I talk to a lot of people in the health and wellness industry, and a lot of times a lot of people think that what we need is ads because we need new customers, right? That sure can be true, but it's not always true. And if you do all these combined with what I'm about to put on here, you can have an extremely powerful marketing system. And I know a lot of this might not seem super groundbreaking, but a lot of people aren't doing it right. So if you just give this a try, or if you book a free call with me, I'd love to see how I can help it, or at least lead you in the right direction. So the next thing I'm gonna put on here is SMS, okay? This right now is super popular. I'm sure you've heard of it, right? So what this is you're gonna be texting. I could put email next to it, but we all know that texting is a lot more, the click-through rate, the open rate, the reply rate on SMS has proven to be a lot higher than on email, especially for something like this, right? Some kind of like med spa or weight loss injection, anything clinic-based, service-based. Anyways, what I'm trying to get to here is once you trickle down and then you have this, right? Now, so I think I made these up, I guess. They're my 2 favorite audience, right? There's your perfect audience, which is the people who are actively looking for what you have, the people who are in the market to buy that pen, you now have. And then you have your golden audience. There's no one better to sell to than someone who's already bought from you. Someone who's already trusted you with their money or their time, or if it's something like in the health and wellness space, their body, right? If it's something that's being done on their skin, on their face, or a weight loss injection, like that's trust, right? You can't have something half-made or half-assed to have someone trust you with their body like that for all kinds of things, right? So again, now the best person, your golden audience, the best person you can sell to is someone who's already bought from you. And the best way to reconnect with that person is SMS. So now you've made it down to the full, and now you have your winning sales system here. And here's a little tip I have for SMS, right? I work with clients again who think they just need ads because they need new people, but they're actually sitting on a gold mine of people. I was actually just talking to my med spa lady. So I do microneedling once a month, and I was talking to her and she's like, "You do ads, right?" And I was like, "Yes, I do ads." We talked about this, and with what she currently had set up with her website and how much staff she had and what she wanted and what the goals were for her med spa, running ads was not the play for her. It just didn't make sense. The way that ads work wasn't going to work with her. I just didn't see everything in place, and she didn't seem like she wanted to move those things into place to make it happen, right? So what I said is, okay, you've been in business for 7 years. Do you keep track of all your customers? Yes. Okay. How many customers have you had in those 7 years? Probably about 500. She says, okay, 500 people. So now this is 500 people who are in your golden audience. This is going to be a lot cheaper than both of these. And again, this, because it's your golden audience, the best person to sell to is someone that you've already sold to before, is your best person. So the answer to all this, I believe, and I've seen, and I do, starts here and it comes down to here, which SMS from trusted people who have already bought from you is the cheapest and most effective way to market. So a quick little tidbit on that, again, is the best way to do this. For example, I'm just going to make this example for an IV therapy clinic, right? I mentioned I work with a lot of IV hydration, IV therapy, whether they're mobile or in-clinic businesses. So one thing that I recommend for them is maybe once a quarter, once every other month, send out a text, right? If you have a sales or marketing CRM, one I recommend, I know everyone talks about this in this space, but is Go High Level. I love Go High Level. It makes it extremely easy, right? Have an opted-in list. Have a blast that you've sent out, and you have an opted-in list. Let's just say out of that one med spa I was talking about with my lady, she's got 500 people. Let's say 200 of those people opt in. Not a very high opt-in rate, but there's still a lot of people. So now you have these people who are they've shown interest and they said, hey, we want marketing from you. Like we're looking for a reason to come back. Give us one. So again, back to the IV hydration company. Something you could do, right? I'm here in Arizona. I'm looking at my watch right now. It just turned 109 was the high today, okay? A super simple text. This is just randomly off the top of my head, but something along the lines of summer's back, temperature's at an all-time high, stay hydrated, stay in the shade, right? Give some kind of 10% right there. Like if you got this text, book here for 10% off a hydration IV to stay healthy in the sun, right? Something like that, right? Let's say for a med spa, you're doing chemical peels or microneedling like I do, right? Like you're helping people with their skin. They look the best, they feel the best, whatever, right? I've done microneedling for about 6 months. So many people have been like, oh my goodness, your skin looks so good, right? It's great. So what you can do right before Christmas time, a lot of people are gonna go somewhere to go see their family. A super easy one is, hey, we basically along the lines of, we know you're going back home to see family. Why not look your best, impress family, whatever like this. We're gonna give you 15% off if you book within the next however long and you book in this time frame, right? And then the best way to even do that too is if you want to personally book people. So people who say like, if you want this deal or if you want to book, reply with the letter yes or reply with the letter Y or reply with the word yes, personally book them. That even helps even more. So I know that was kind of a tangent, but I do believe all this information is really good. Again, I have a good amount of experience in this whole industry and I see this stuff work extremely well. And I truly think that right now, because in this day and age, platforms like Facebook and Instagram are so popular, that's where every agency and a lot of business owners are putting all their time and attention to, because this is the hot topic right now. But people are forgetting All Reliable, Google. So if I taught you anything, please let me know. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, I run a digital marketing company called Eberhard Media Marketing Agency. So if you're running your own Google ads and you'd like an audit, I would love to jump on a call and see what hidden gems we could find. Or if you're a company that's wanting to run Google ads and you're just looking for more information, again, down below in the description, I will put my website. You're more than welcome to book a call, and I'd love to see how I can help you guys. So thank you again, and I hope I was able to provide some value.